welcome back to Utopia. We believe that knowledge is power. My name is Sue Robertson. I am here to empower you through knowledge and motivation, and I'm not a professor. Let's get to learning. And in today's video, we are learning about the traits of the Libra male. And this is a subject that I feel like I have a lot of personal knowledge in, as both of my brothers are Libras, and I've actually also dated a few Libras, and I am a Libra rising as well. And yet, even though I am a Libra rising, even though I have close relations to several Libras, including my brothers and my aunt, I have a lot of differences from the Libras as a Virgo, and most of you watching this YouTube channel probably don't even understand like how is she Libra rising, because my Leo moon is just fully shining through every time I record a video. At least I like to think so. And in my life, yeah, I come off as sort of a Virgo, like very analytical and definitely a control freak, but I am a Libra rising, and people who know me in real life or just meet me like in my everyday life do feel my Libra rising. And that being said, let's just get into the traits of the Libra male. The stereotype for the Libra male is the peacemaker. No, not that peacemaker, just a peacemaker. Sorry, that's a DC jokes for you who haven't seen the Suicide Squad. See it, it's really good. And John Cena as the peacemaker was amazing. But Libras are peacemakers in a different way. They are the diplomats of the zodiac, and they are represented by the scale because they're always weighing pros and cons, and they're sort of trying to come to the most accurate answer and also try to please every side of the argument. And they are the ones who are like, come on, you gotta see her viewing this and his viewing that, and it's a little give and take. Like, we're all right in our own way. Another very prominent trait of the Libra is that he is a dreamer. He's not that kind of like hard, rigid planner. He has dreams, but it's all very like wishy-washy and like, oh, I would sort of like to do this, I would love to do that, but it's not like he's setting goals like, okay, by 2022, by 2025, he's just like, yeah, it would be nice to be a musician on a stage one day. It is good in a way because with their dreams being so indecisive and sort of like flowy, they can be happy with a lot of different options. Whereas if you have like one hard thing that you really want to get this done, then you're not going to be happy with this, and that. And as I sort of alluded to, the Libra is very kind and calming. They generally have this very like calming presence, and they are very kind. They just want everyone to have a good time. Libras themselves love having a good time. They love having fun. And they're just like, can we all just get along and have fun and enjoy ourselves? And yeah, you do look beautiful. And Libras themselves look beautiful, or good for Libra male. I don't know if you call males beautiful, but you should. Libras are incredibly put together. They are very visual persons themselves, and they do appreciate a good appearance, and they take a lot of care and pride in their appearance. Like Libra men have their hair done, they are wearing their good clothes, they care a lot about how they present themselves to the world. Like Libras are probably, besides Leos and I think Virgos, like the most stylish of the zodiac. Like Libras are incredibly stylish, they're so put together, and they have their own sense of style, and that is probably the least indecisive thing about them because they know what they like, they know what they look good in, and that is their vibe. And the reason why I and so many others who dated several Libras, or probably the reason, is that they are so charming and flirty. Libras will make you feel good about yourself, they will make you have a good time, and you're just drawn to them, not in a way with like the Leo, but they're just like, so like, hi, yeah, you look, they're just, it is hard to explain, but they're just like the epitome of charming and flirty. They're very sensual, and they will just lure you in. But beware, because Libras are charming and they are people pleasers and they are flirty. Does not necessarily mean that they like you. It's just their way of communicating. They have a very soft, sensual way about them, and they want everyone to feel good. So you gotta like try to suss out, does he really like me? Which is why you also have to subscribe and hit the bell notification so that next week you will get the scoop on how to know if a Libra likes you in my How to Make a Libra Fall in Love with You video, which will also include the signs that he is falling in love with you or that he is attracted to you. But the indecisiveness and the people pleasing are probably the worst parts of a Libra, because it makes it hard to know where they stand, what they're actually thinking. It may make them really unstable. It's like, okay, you're saying this now and then you're saying that. What do you actually mean? Do you actually like me? And they can be super hot and cold because they themselves don't even know a lot of the time what they're thinking, because they're just so used to trying to say the right thing. And also they have all these emotions, and like I said, they are very dreamy, they are very floaties. They might like float up and down like, I don't know, I'm just trying to figure it out, you know. And it can be very frustrating for someone trying to get close to a Libra, as well as just, you know, when you're trying to make a decision, it's like, can you hurry up? In a way, Libras are good to help you make a decision because they will weigh the pros and cons. But on the other side, like if I was in a committed relationship with a Libra, I'd be like, okay, you have 5 minutes to talk, and then I'm making the decision, because they are just going to be so incredibly slow at making a decision, because they're just weighing the pros and cons so carefully, and they also don't want to step on anyone's toes. And while we can view the Libra as an emotional sign, they definitely are. They're very romantic. They romanticize not only in relationships, but they also romanticize life. They can see the good in everything, but yet they are very intellectual. They're very intelligent, first of all, but they also have a very high degree of emotional and social intelligence, which is how they can make everyone happy all the time. They are actually paying attention to the world around them a lot more than you would think. And they are generally really intelligent and smart people. With this emotional and social intelligence, they are very polite and generally a joy to be around. But also, and this is something I personally like in the Libra, but a lot of people, I mean, it is technically a bad trait, which is that Libras are, they are gossips. They will smile and be polite and everything, and then they will go back to their friends or to their significant other or their family or whomever and be like, oh my god, did you see that they were wearing that? And this is, I'm still talking about Libra males. Like, yes, the Libra women also, but Libra males are one of the most gossipy signs. They do have a lot to say, and I feel like because they are so fascinated with people, they also like talking about people. But obviously this can be very negative. I mean, it's not fun to be on the other end of gossiping, so you need to be aware. With a Libra, even though they're being very kind to you and smiling to your face, and they probably do like you, they will still maybe like rip you to shreds behind closed doors. But still, I would not hesitate to hang out with a guy who's a Libra, because they are so witty and fun, and they just love having fun, and they are not boring whatsoever. So it's sort of, you know, with every sign is weighing the pros and cons. Big con is gossiping, it is terrible, but is it worth it to have a good time and to banter with someone? I mean, that's up to you. A big pro with a Libra, at least for most people, is that their sign is ruled by the planet Venus, which you probably know is the Roman version of Aphrodite. So they are very sensual, very slow, really romantic, emotional, and they are absolutely a person who enjoys being in a relationship. And they are very loving and lovable. But in a relationship, they love their partner so much, and even though they have a lot of friends, have a big social life, they do like having their partner around most of the time. So they will try to drag a partner into their social life, and they may seem a little clingy. And that can be a pro or a con based on your sign, your personality, whether or not you like being around your partner most of the time, or if you actually need a lot of space. Probably for like a Capricorn and a Virgo, this might be a big deal breaker, because you really want that time to think, to be by yourself. And generally, for an introvert, even though you love your partner very much, you will need some time to just be alone in your own thoughts or be in silence. And a Libra, not only do they like being around their partner most of the time, but they are not silent. Libras are so talkative, they're so engaged, they're really like debaters, and they will pull you into an intellectual or philosophical debate a lot of the time, whether or not you actually want to be in it. To sum up, lovable and loving, intellectual, blissful, romantic, and attractive.